Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and yeah, let's have a look at a puzzle with some golden cells in it, called Golden Pointers by Hanks, who did feature on the channel with a debut a little while ago and is back. I will go through the rules very shortly. First of all, I do want to tell you, of course, that coming up tomorrow is the new Sudoku hunt for the month. May the 1st brings us Spider-Man Sudoku. On Patreon, you can battle against 8 different enemies in 8 different puzzles, and if you can defeat them all, you may win the chance to maybe make a collaboration video with Simon if you get drawn as the winner. We think it's going to be great fun. I've been enjoying testing the puzzles, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's, as I say, coming out 4 PM tomorrow, in fact, on Patreon, where you can also see connections and gridogram videos. One of those made it to the main channel, but normally the gridogram videos are on Patreon, and we'd love you to engage with us there. There's crossword videos occasionally as well. Do check those out. Really good content, and Simon and me solving VFig's Brilliant Blueprints Sudoku, which reminds me that on Mondays we'll be streaming Blueprints computer game. Of course, we enjoy playing that. We make more discoveries. We've got all sorts of other things to do. We've got crosswords on a Friday. We do a masterclass in addition to the monthly Times Club special on Patreon. So loads going on the channel. 2 Sudoku videos a day, Wordle in a minute, Minute Cryptic, loads of content. That is what we're all about, and we hope you enjoy it and relish it all. But tonight's puzzle is Golden Pointers by Hanks, and I'm going to read out the rules. So normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits on an arrow, sum to the digit in the circle that's attached. And if a cell is golden if it's on an arrow. In this puzzle, no 2 orthogonally adjacent golden cells can contain consecutive digits. I'm going to say it's very kind of Hanks to include the colouring in the grid, because otherwise that would have to be explained with a rule, which would leave one going, oh, does he mean the arrow cells and the circles, or it would be a long rule. It's very neatly done. I like that. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. 1 white dot in the, no, 2 white dots in the puzzle. I was going to say it's the disambiguator, but there may be 2 of them. Right, that is the rule. Those are the rules. I often say that is the rules, which is very ill grammar. It has the wrong number. Right, let's get cracking. How are we going to solve this? I'm going to do my normal thing with arrows, where there are 3 cell arrows where the digits all see each other, because the minimum digits you can put on the arrows in these vertical cases are 1, 2, 3, which add up to 6. So these cells must be at least 6. And that was my insight. Okay, here's another insight. These 5 are all in the same box, and they have to be at least the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the 5th triangular number is 15, so they must add up to 15. It is the sum of 1 to 5, minimum. And that means these 2 circles add up to 15 minimum, and that means that each of them must be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Same is going to apply with this group of cells. Same is going to apply in box 1 with this group, and same is going to apply in box 3 with this group, adding up to at least 15. So always the pairs of cells have to add up to at least 15 that are leading to that. So we've got a whole bunch of cells that I have now labelled as 6, 7, 8, or 9. And these 2 can't be consecutive. They are the 2 circles that sit next to each other. Right. Can we use that? They can't be a 7, 8 pair, and yet they have to add up to 15. I deduce that they must contain a 9. If they're not 7, 8 and they add up to 15, they're 6, 9. If they add up to any more than 15, it's 16 or 17, which is 7, 9 or 8, 9. So there's always a 9 in there, and therefore there is never an 8. They don't add up to 17, because that would involve consecutive golden cells. So also, one of them is a 9, and in the same box we've got this circle, which is now not a 9. If it's not a 9, its 3-cell arrow must have a 1 on. I was hoping to make a deduction about this arrow from that. I don't think I can. However, those having a 9 mean this one is not a 9. Now, these two cells still have to add up to at least 15. They're not touching, so we don't have to worry about non-consecutive. But this one has come down from the max 9. So I don't think this can be the minimum 6 anymore. For these to add up to at least 15, 6 is impossible here. So I'm at least ruling that out. It's baby steps, bit by bit. Now it's this one that's interesting. These digits are either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if they add up to 15 with a 9, 6 pair, or they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 if they add up to 16. It's the only way you can do it. If you imagine the sequence of digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which do add up to 15, and you want to get one of them bigger so they can add up to 16, you can't increase any of the littler numbers, 1, 2, 3, or 4, because they'll bump into and repeat one of the bigger numbers. So you have to increase the biggest numbers. So the biggest number. So these are either, I mean, the full pencil marking would be like that, which is a bit cumbersome. But it's true. Well, no, I'm going to take out all of that. They do contain 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. So these digits can... No, what am I talking about? Okay, what I mean is that the digits 7, 8, and 9 in this box must be in these 4 cells. Which is not vast information. I mean, I think this is incremental stuff, and I think we're beginning to edge closer to what's going on, but I haven't got there yet. Let's think about all of these cells. So, here we can't have anything more than a 5 on that arrow. Yeah, what I was thinking about is we want to use the digits 6, 7, 8, and 9 in this row. Oh, where's the digit 9 in this row? There's a simple question. It's not on an arrow, because the arrow's total would be more than 9. So it's definitely in one of these 2 cells. It's quite interesting to ask where are 8 and 7, because they can't go on these vertical arrows, because they would be too much. They would overbalance the arrow. As soon as you put a 1 and a 2 on the next minimal digits, you would get to more than you can. So therefore, 8 and 7 have to be in this group of cells. But the rub is that they could even be on the same arrow with 7 on the arrow and 8 in the circle, or one of them is on one arrow and the other is on the 9 arrow. Ah, okay, that does still lead me to a conclusion, which I'm rather surprised by, that the other circle must be 8 or 7. Because either 8 is in a circle or it's on the 9 arrow. If 8 is on the 9 arrow, what is the other circle? It's got to be the place where 7 goes in the row, because 7 couldn't go on its own arrow or any of these straight arrows. So these are a 9 and either 8 or 7. Now they're not consecutive, which... Here's another weird little point that probably won't matter. None of these cells can be the digit 1 in this puzzle. And that's because what that would do to the arrow is to put a digit next to the circle that would be consecutive with the circle digit. Ah, of course, right. This cannot contain 1, 2, 3. None of these can contain 1, 2, 3, because the 2 would be sitting in a golden cell next to either 1 or 3, or both of them. So none of them have a 6 in. That is a 7, 8, 9 triple. Now, better than that, oh, I was going to say they can't be a 7. well, that's clearly not true. One of them clearly is a 7. Whichever one is a 7, the digits on the arrow are 1, 2, 4. And the 1 and the 2 have to be kept apart. They mustn't touch. So for the 7 arrow, 4 will be in the central cell with 1 and 2 flanking it. Now, one of them is an 8 arrow. I've just thought of something else that I'll do first. All of them have a 1 on, because the only way you can not have a 1 on one of these arrows is by having a 9 in the circle and 2, 3, 4 being the constituents of the arrow. But 3 would always be sitting next to either 2 or 4 in that case, breaking the rule. So all of these arrows, and indeed these ones down here for the same reason, they all have to have a 1 on. And that does actually lead to 1 being slightly restricted in boxes 4 and 6. Now, what I was going to talk about, and what started this whole train in my mind, was actually thinking about 8. 8 can be made up in 2 ways with 3 different digits. One is 1, 2, 5, and in that version, 5 has to separate the 1 and the 2. The other is 1, 3, 4, and again there's 2 consecutive digits, so 1 would have to separate the 3 and the 4. And that's talking about these central digits. So in one case, one of these is a 4 when there's a 7 in the circle. In another case, there's an 8 in a circle, and the central digit is either 1 or 5. There is a third case where 9 is in the circle. Now, I think it's less easy. We've worked out we can't have the 2, 3, 4 makeup. We've either got 1, 2, 6, in which case 6 is in the middle, or 1, 3, 5. Oh, we might be able to work out which case is which based on parity. Yes, I think we can. That's really weird. Okay, so I'm talking about let me colour them orange. I'm talking about these 3 cells. And what I've just explained is that one of them, which has a 7 in a circle, must have a 4. I'm just going to aide-memoire the numbers down here. One of them has a 4 in. One of them, which has an 8 in the circle, either has a 5 or a 1 in the central cell, either chaperoning apart the 1 and the 2 or the 3 and the 4. Now, and whether we could deduce something about parity here was going to depend on whether those 2 numbers shared the same parity, and they do. That's good. Now, 4 is even, 1 or 5 is odd. We know the total for this row and its parity. I'm going to share a secret with you. We always know the total of every row, column and box in a Sudoku. It's always 45, because that is the sum of the digits of 1 to 9. So this row adds up to 45. Now these central cells add up to 4, 1 or 5, and an even number. How do I know that? Because the whole row adds up to an odd number. If you take out 4, you're still on an odd number. If you take out 1 or 5, you're now on an even number. And what remains when we reduced it to these 6 has to be even. So even minus the third of these cells has to leave us with even. And that even is going to be either 2 or 6. The 4 is in the 7 arrow, the 1 or 5 is in the 8 arrow, the 2 or 6 is in the 9 arrow, and now we know it's not a 1, 3, 5 arrow. Isn't that bizarre? It's a 1, 2, 6 arrow, and it will be a 6. So these digits are going to be 6, 4, and either 1 or 5. Now we don't know which one, but let's add up those. That's either 11 or 15. Subtract that from 45, that's either 34 or 30, and that is going to be the sum of these. Now I know this had to be even because x is those 4, and because of the arrow relationship, x is those 2 as well. So the sum of this lot is 2x, which has to be even. And we know that's either 30 or 34. That means we know the 2 circles are half of that. They're either 15 or 16. Well, what we did earlier, no, 15 or 17, sorry, the halves of 30 and 34. What we did earlier was to say that there's a 9 in one of them and either 8 or 7. Well, we now know it's 9 and 8. And they add up to 34, these 6 cells. And with the 4 and the 6, 44, the other cell is a 1, not a 5. And therefore, where we have an 8 arrow, we have 1 separating the 3-4 pair. So these digits that I'm highlighting now are in one case a 3-4 pair, in one case a 1-2 pair, and in one case another 1-2 pair for the 1-2-6 arrow. That's really interesting. So they're always from 1, 2, 3, 4, but there is an X-wing, there is a virtual X-wing of 1s and 2s, either between that group of cells or this group of cells, or indeed, sorry, what's the fourth group? This group of cells. But I don't know how that works. And in one case, we've got 3, 4 surrounding 1 with an 8 in the middle. Now, can we do any more? We've got 8 and 9. We need to place 7 in this row. It can't go with a 1, so it's got to go with a 2 on a 9 arrow. So one of these pairs is 2, 7 leading to a 9 arrow. The other pair is 3, 5 leading to an 8 arrow. Whichever side 3, 5 goes, it won't have 4 sitting next to either 3 or 5 by the rule. But I can't get any further than that. I mean, it's intriguing, this. I do like it. These are a 2, 7 and a 3, 5 arrow, and I don't know how they dispose. Now, there's this white dot. Let's have a think about that in case it helps. Oh, also one of these is the 9, so that has the 6 in the middle, so this digit is not a 6. So for this to be the 3, 5 arrow would fail, because they'd either be sitting, there'd either be a 4 sitting next to a 3 or a 5 here, or there'd be a 1 here and a 3, 4 pair there and a 3, 5 there. That won't get the job done because there's 2 3s in the box. So that's not the 3, 5 arrow. That's the 2, 7 arrow. And after 15 minutes, I get my first digit in the puzzle, which is a 9. That's an 8, and that does have a 3, 5 arrow. And this digit can't be 4, and that means this digit can't be 7. Anything else? Yes. 2, 7 there means this can't be the 1, 2 pair. This has to be the single case of a 3, 4 pair surrounding a 1 on the 8 arrow. That means this is the 9 arrow with 1, 2, 6. Oh, we're literally underway now. This is great. And this is the 7 arrow with, oh, wrong mode. 7 arrow with 1, 2, 4 on it. We can put the 4 in there. Haven't broken the rule yet. And now I can decide what that is because it's next to a 1, what this is because it's next to a 6. I'm loving these golden cells. They're doing a super job. Now, I've got a 2 in this column, so we're going to try and take it down the columns now because I kind of think I've used all the golden cells. I've avoided breaking the rule. Oh, no, I've got the white dot. So that can't be a 1, or we'd have 2s in both these cells. So I get the 2 there next to a 3. This is going to sort out all the northern golden cells because that 3 in the top row gives us a 4 in the corner. Now, I was going to try and take it down the columns. I'm going down here because of that 2, which looks about the most useful thing. No, it doesn't. I'll tell you what's even more useful is this 6. Where is 6 in box 9? It can't be on this arrow because this arrow can only add up to 6, 7 or 8 due to something we did earlier. Oh, it's to do with that 9. So the 6 has to be in one of these 2 cells. Either with, not with 1, which is confined onto that arrow, so with 2 or 3 adding up to 8 or 9, not 7. And then these can't add up to 6 for various reasons. Including that you can't put 1, 2, 3 there, that there's a 3 there, and that one of these is 2 or 3. If they were 7, then this is 1, 2 surrounding a 4. If they were 8, we don't have a 3 on the arrow, so it's still 1, 2 on the outsides and 5 on the inside. So I think we have established, let's get rid of those, that this is 1, 2 there. Now we can't have a 2 on this arrow, and it must be 3 plus 6 equals 9. Now, we've got a 7 there, so I'm removing 7 from this cell. Oh, I was going to also remove 6. I can't remove it from there. I can remove it from this one. Actually, because of that 2, which was what inspired me to look at this in the first place, I can remove both 6 and 7 because they would need a 2 on their arrows. So this is a 9. This now seems to have been reduced to being a 6. The 9, this time we do get 1, 3, 5 because we're not allowed to use a 2. And we don't have to worry about any of them touching each other. They can't create a consecutive relationship. We now know that the 6 has a 2, 4 pair on its arrow. And we just remain to sort out these last 2 cells somehow. I don't know how to do it. Maybe I do. 1, 6, 2, 9. No, I don't. These digits are from 4, 5, 7, 8. I mean, the rest of this is pretty much Sudoku. I've really enjoyed getting to this stage. And I'm sure I'm going to enjoy the rest because I love Sudoku. So 4, 7 in this column seem to have to go here and here. I can fill them in. Then 8, 6 are a pair at the top. I can't decide which way around they go. Same is true of the 5, 9 pair that complete the box. 6, 2, 4. I need an 8 in this column. I can put it at the bottom. This pair becomes a 1, 3 pair. This pair becomes a 2, 5 pair to complete this box. Now I've got 6, 7, 9 down here. I can take 9 out of that because of the circle. Remember, I don't have to worry about any more golden relationships. Actually, that's not true, because I'd forgotten that these horizontal cells have to be non-consecutive. Yeah, I do have to worry about some of them, but I'd like to get some Sudoku done first. So, remaining digits in box 2 are 5, 6, and 7. We've got a 9 to go into this box and a 4 in one of those 2 because of this 4, and 7 and 8. Well, oh, I was going to think about non-consecutive relationships, forgetting what I just told you, that they don't matter once you're off a golden cell. Okay, now, what next? It's very hard to stop looking for these non-consecutives. There's a 3 in one of these cells. 2, 4, 1, 7. I'm looking down this column and not really getting inspired. Okay, how about this digit on the dot? It sees 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. So it's 1, 2, 5, or 6. This one still sees 3, 7, and 8. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, or 9. Now the dot says it can't be 9. Doesn't really fix what's going on the dot. Okay, I've got to do something then with the golden cells after all. Fair enough. And it's impressive that it comes down to this. But where we put a 2 here, it must be next to a 5 because it's not allowed to touch 1 and 3. Where we put a 4, it must be next to a 1. So one of these is a 2, 5 pair, one's a 4, 1 pair, and that leaves 3 at the bottom. That fixes 6 and 3 this side. That looks at this cell and says it can't be 4. So that's a 5 and that's 8. Isn't that beautiful? And then the 3, 5 look back at this cell and say you're a 1, and that gives us 4, 2, 5, and that 2 even bounces back and gives us 1 and 2. Oh, I left these coloured. But that has done all the golden cells in the puzzle. Everything else is pure Sudoku now. We've got a 3, 5 pair there. 8 here has taken 8 out of those cells. We need a 6 in one of these 2. I don't know which cell that goes in. This is a 6, 7, 9. We can't have a 6 at the bottom or 9 at the top. Look at this digit. It sees 1, 2, 4, 7, 6, 9, 8. So that has to be 3 or 5, and that is forming a weird distant pair. But that insists that 3 and 5 have now been used in the row, this digit becomes a 2. So that's a 5. That sorts out 3 and 5. That makes the digit that seeded this a 3. The 3 fixes 1 and 3. We can take 1 out of that cell. In this row, we need a 7. And then there's a 1, 4 pair left. Now 1 in box 6 has to be there. This can't be a 1. This on the white dot now can't be a 2 or a 4, which is in one of those cells, or a 5, which is over here. So that's 1 or 6, leaving this to be 2 or 5. In fact, that is not 1 or 6 because of that 1, 4 pair. That's a 6. This is 5 on the white dot. The digit above it is 7. And we are cruising. This is a 2 because it can't be 6 in the box. That's a 6, leaving us a 2, 4 pair. This is 9 and 8 in some order. That is not allowed to be a 4. So this is a 7, 9 pair. That digit is 8. That one is 4. They are going to fix the pairs across rows 1 and 3. 8 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 9, and then back to 7 and 9, and they're all done. Now we come down the bottom somehow. Oh, let's look down the central column. 5, 9, 6 and 8 still to go. Oh yes, that has produced a triple, which is telling me that the only place for 5 is apparently at the bottom here. In fact, maybe I should look at these numbers that repeat in the golden cells. 3 and 3, yes, I can place 3. 2 and 2, yes, I can place 2. 1 and 1, no, I can't place 1. Those were the repeats, but that must have helped something. This bottom row, 8, 3, 5, 6, 2. That can't be 8. This can't be 4. Or this column, yes, this digit is a naked single. It sees 3, 8, 7, 5, 6, 2 in the column, 1, 9 in the row, that's a 4. Then we finish off the column with a 9, that gives us 1. We get 7 and 4 in the corners. We've got a 6 and a 9 there, 8 here, 7 and 8. This digit seems to have become a 6. That's a 7, and then we've got 8 and 9 to do in the middle box. That is a beautiful puzzle. Really elegant all the way through. Lovely stuff. Well done, Hanks. I really like that style of puzzle. That's excellent. Just logic flowing all the way and great fun with it. So thank you so much for joining us for some Sudoku on the channel. I hope you had a go at the puzzle. It was well worth it. And hope you enjoy yourself with the Spider-Man Sudoku hunt. Join us on Patreon for that tomorrow. Bye for now.